What's going on, guys? This is Jordan talking about the next 36 years inventions, extraterrestrial technology, Materializer, and such. Now, before you get all antsy about this, which you can, just relax, slow down. I'm going to give you this gradually. Over the next 15 minutes, we will get to the point direct. I got things to do. You got things to do. We all do. Let's do this while we're doing it. Can I get your attention for the next 15 minutes? Can you stop what you're doing and watch this video fully for the next 15 minutes within 80% accuracy? Because who cares? Like, come on. But anyway, guys, we're going to be replacing money. We're going to be ending survival. And once we do this, it will free up our mind so much that we will be ending eventually fear, death, and suffering. Now, this is the goal. This is the aim. This is our dream. This is why we're here on this planet. Now, getting into the actual technology, this is a continuation of the work of Nikola Tesla and Leonardo da Vinci, who talked about the flying machine and the Tesla Tower. This is something that will be dropped in everyone's hometowns, likely in 2037. So, like I said, if we do this correctly, first try, we'll be ready by 2037. If not, it'll be 2049, and if not, it'll be 2061. We believe 36 years from now, 2061, it will be absolutely guaranteed, almost guaranteed, that we will have it done by 2061. And it is also believed by 2085, we will be effectively using it without a 0% doubt as a collective consciousness by 2085. That is our goal. That is our vision. We feel energetically the percentage of achievement by 2085 is about 90%. 2061, it's probably about 85%. 2049, it's probably about, we don't want to give specific estimates, probably closer to 75 to 80% chance we're going to have it done by 2049. And then by 2037, it's probably about, I want to say 60 to 75%. The way that we get this done faster is sending money to the atom, also sending money to the people that the atom tags. So that only way to speed this up is to send money here, send money to the churches that you have in your hometown, or send money to those, as we will be together preparing for, by 2037, something that will replace the need for money, and something much better than money, where work will be specifically aligned energetically with your soul's blueprint coming from the book of life and the apple of Eden, the tree of all knowledge. And it is estimated that those that make it to 2085 will make it to the next 150-year cycle, where we go through a process of living 144 years at a time, when we can say 150 or 140, whatever we decide. But it's 144 is typically what it goes by, 12-year cycles. Now, once we get to 2085, those who get to 2085 will be granted the gift, and they will know how to live. Those that thought they were living to 100, that lived to 150, they will likely hold the belief at that point, as we do an emotional and repetitive event that, right, subconscious, as Dr. Joe, who talks about, Dr. Joe, and I don't want to name specific people, we're talking about the meditation guy. We're talking about the meditation guy. Some of you guys know who we're talking about. We don't want to give specific people's names, but we're talking about the event that's emotionally, you remember more than the past belief. And so we do these ceremonies for a reason, because you will never forget them, okay? And then we do it for a reason, because it changes you. It changes your DNA. Now, this will allow you to live longer. Now, once you have achieved year 100, and then year 150, you will then believe you'll go to 200, right? So as of right now, all you have is to believe. All you have is to really just relax and just do what you're already doing, and then sort of maybe learn a little extra details and get a little bit better here, and then just really just live your life. Be yourself. Remember who you were as a child, heal that, and remember who you were as a kid, and be playful, guys, because once we really come out with this invention, once we come out with this invention and replace the need for money, there will be no more survival, fear, or suffering when it comes to money. And so once we completely release that, our attachment to the idea of needing money to survive, and we prepare ourselves for extraterrestrial technology. Like I said, this could come in 2037, it could come in 2049, it could come in 2061. And by the time 2061, it's estimated that we will continue this mission. So as Jay himself, like I said, there's no rush at all on this. And so the only rush it would be is people believing that their lives are limited in length, like such as they only have so many more years left to live. And so once we break past that belief, which Jay is now a 27-year-old, really is very young. So there's really no way to prove that this is going to happen until we live longer. And so 30 years from now, when we're at about 60 years old, this is when we will continue and fulfill this mission and destiny. So 30 years from now at 2060s, we will completely, fully go into this segment. As of now, we have 30 years. Likely we have 30 years left of having money. There may be certain communities that get the technology, which we know, such as Materializer or such as the Mystery Box Time Machine, stuff like this, that may not come out until the 2060s or 2070s or 2080s. But we do believe 1000% by 2085 that it will be so complete that we will believe that no one else is going to die. That's our goal. That's our belief, that we will get there, or at the very least, we will get close to that spot by 2085. And our belief is that those that make it to 2085 and are established and have the programming and their DNA activated will live into 2100. And by the way, we will see over the next 60 years, those that follow these words, this is the promised land. This is heaven on earth. This is the reality that we believe is possible for us. And it is Harriet Tubman freeing the slaves. It is Moses and the Israelites. And to know that when it comes down to what do you have to do today, slow down, realize, integrate, and wrap your head around the fact that this is possible and that it's likely going to happen. It's a very high percentage chance it's going to happen. And as we reach out to the top 100, which is the A-Team Dream Team, as we collaborate and as everyone's following and wealth status, prestige, and power continues, but is done so in only a way that's authentic to their soul, this will make the shift happen over the next 30 or so years. And so it is estimated that those that are 80 to 100 years old today will be activating in their Christ bodies as they hear this information. And that by 30 to 50 years from now, some of them will be still alive. And there are people today that are alive at 150. The old disclaimer is, no one wants to talk about death. If someone dies, if someone in your family dies, obviously that's a touchy topic. And we want to work on resurrection as well. And so resurrection is one of the inventions from the time machine that will come out at some point in time. Also, the possibility of reincarnation is also a backup plan. What we talk about, the reincarnation plan, which is that you will be able to have a family member reincarnate as your grandchild, like a grandmother or grandfather can reincarnate as one of your children or grandchildren, and we will become aware on the other side and trust our telepathic inner voice that this will be a possibility in the next 50 years. And so that is if anyone does die, right, before we invent the time machine, which is the respawn device. Once we have the respawn device, it will be very much like Star Wars, where we play friendly fire competitions. We can act as zombies. It's very much like shape-shifting, right, where we can just act like however we want. And it's heaven, so we don't actually die. There might be a number or game system. Look at some of the movies. Ready Player One is one of them. Idiocracy is another, where we're getting really into the virtual world, and it's very likely that at some point in this century we will invent resurrection and respawn. And so when this occurs, there will be no more death, and there will be a period of time of several hundred years that if you believe you're going to die in this life, that would happen on this planet after you die. Although we do believe there's a very high percentage chance that you will not die. There's a very high percentage chance, close to 90%. Those that make it to 2085, because of where we are in communication with extraterrestrial planets that already have these inventions on their planet in their galaxy, we know that we're working with them and they're going to give us the invention. They have been working with us for the last 100 years. Some of us are aware of, and much longer. They've been aware of us, and there's beings in the back of the moon. And many of us know this stuff or have heard this stuff, and it's starting to become more common knowledge. Look at some of the cartoons, look at some of the movies. There's a lot of sources knowing that extraterrestrials are giving us inventions. So once you realize that none of this is that big of a deal to them, because they've already achieved that level of advancement in technology on their planets. And so because we know this, we know we're getting them all our job is to prepare everyone slowly and gradually over the next, like I said, 12 years, 24 years, 36 and 12-year cycles, and have a systematic approach to know where we are in the 100th monkey syndrome. Now, take what resonates with you today and watch this over the next 12 years and watch the progress that we and all the channels that we tag are making, and realize that once we prove that death no longer exists, the fear will be gone, yet we still got to slow down and do things the right way. So we can't just be all barbaric necessarily just because there's no more death and you can't die. You know, we got to do this slowly in the right way to where we all trust each other. Okay. And so this is our goal, is to trust each other 12-year cycle after 12-year cycle after 12-year cycle. Trust that you know who you are, everyone knows who you are, and the 100th monkey syndrome will always play out, not only on the whole planet, not only in the whole galaxy, but in the entire universe. And then you zoom it all the way back in, the universe, the galaxy, the planet, back to the continent, the country you're in, and the civilization that you're in. It's very likely we come out with soul cities, similar to Akon, and that has already created something similar. And there's many other civilizations that we come out. Now, the goal is for us to realize that we are all working for the Atom One. We are all working for the Atom All, which is beyond this planet. Atom One was chosen by something else that's a little bit deeper. Billy Carson more than likely will come out with what that actually is. He may have already said it. Same with Jimmy Corsetti, Graham Hancock, Dave Wilcock, many of the others, William Henry himself, Rainbow Body Ascension, some teachings to go into that are featured on Gaia Studios today. And some of these are actually in the Gen 6 Master Course with Kevin Trudeau, which is level 4 training, the 100 Monkey Syndrome. It talks about the 100 Monkey Syndrome and the spillover effect and stuff like such like that. Now, many of these teachers are featured in the Atom Gossip magazine, and they're known as the reincarnation of certain OG souls, the first ones from the mountain with Adam or with the valiant Cain. And the prophecy is that Cain will be the one that ends death by crowning Abel. And so this is a symbolic event that there's not necessarily one person as a reincarnation of any of these people, but it's a symbolically, energetically sound. And so many people may resonate with Jesus Christ, many people may resonate with Mary Magdalene, and many people may resonate with Adam, many people may resonate with Seth, many people may resonate with Cain. It's your job as individuals to discover for yourself what you believe that means and what you resonate with. And so the goal is for all of us to trust each other, to come together and remember the truth. No one man it's his job to tell you what the truth is, but it's everyone's job to realize and remember for themselves truly what the truth is. The stairway to heaven and such like that. Stairway to heaven is a thing, is an event that you will get access to earn for yourself. And it's something that you can realize for yourself. And so it's something that will happen over this lifetime. And those who follow these words is believed that those that make it to 2085 will make it another 150 years. And they'll be the first beings in a while proven in front of everyone to live to 300 years. Now, there is secret teachings that talk about beings have lived to 300 years before and even recently. There are beings that possibly could have lived 300 years as long ago as, and I don't want to misquote it, but check Dave Wilcock out on Gaia, the episodes he had in Gaia back in 2008. He talked about this several decades ago. And so these teachings are there. William Henry talks a little bit more about this. Also, the rainbow body, the ascension, something about George Washington, the presidents of the United States, and extraterrestrials and how they are connected. Once everyone is ready, it's gradually going to happen. So it's most likely going to happen gradually on the insides over the next 12 years, meaning in your school, in your church, and likely there is chosen ones that are considered crazy to some, but they are actually going to be sharing with you certain details about the future of this planet. It's important that we become aware that these people are actually sharing with you something that is of truth, ladies and gentlemen. Crazy eyes like Randy Orton, right, guys? Because it's all fun, it's all a game. Once we realize that death no longer is, as we start the resurrection and respawn cycle, which could happen in this 12-year cycle, could happen in the 24-year cycle, could happen in the 36-year cycle, because it is destined that you do meet your dead loved ones in heaven on earth. So someday this will happen when we are ready, and it'll happen by the all, not the one. Just remember that. It's always the one that is in the all that does the thing. 100th monkey syndrome, little by little. So the more you share in a way that feels resonant, that gives people time to reflect and organize the thoughts for themselves and activate. It's really all about DNA activation. And so what the rapture is when your mind basically just lets go of any chain, of any fear, of any suffering, and you come into your heart. Your soul is in your heart. Heart is the house of your soul. Heart is the house of the soul. Home alone in your mind, because your mind it's a device. Your mind is a device and it's DNA activated. And so you can activate the DNA of your mind by the information that you tune into, and you will know because you will feel it. You will feel the energy take over you. This is what the rapture is. The rapture is you're not leaving your body. It's your consciousness is drifting from your mind into your heart, and then your soul's energy comes from your heart and then begins to activate your body. Like an explosion from your heart, a firework, the energy goes in up through your neck, into your head, the energy goes into your arms as you Christ body. And lots of people that are quote unquote injured, they will become healed. And so there will be many people in the next 50 years that are 30 years old, 40, 50, 60, maybe even 70, 80 years old, that continue their dream of playing sports in athletics, just like the Field of Dreams. Those that hear the call will come out of retirement and continue their journey. We might see Michael Jordan himself come back to the NBA at 60 years old, and somehow, some way, Kobe Bryant may come back in a way we don't even know. So we don't know how it's going to happen, but we just know that it's possible. And if you still haven't believed what we are saying is true yet, consider this a script for a cartoon that is just telling us the future before we are ready to actually know about it. And it's fun, it's playful. Like, who really cares if it happens? Let's just have fun and enjoy it while we're here, right? We're not here for a long time, we're here for a good time. That's what we were told, but maybe we're actually here longer than we think. Let's tune in together and find out as we go, step by step, moment by moment, guys, and let's enjoy the journey together. This is Jay, the Atom, with 23, the Atom All, which is all of us watching, the 23 watching this video. As you know, you somehow were the only 23 that watched this video, and if it's energetically correct, this will be exact. And if not, it's always going to be a symbolism or a metaphor event, guys. Much love. I'm very excited to see this process play out with all of us, as we are all in this together forever. The crowd always wins. Let's make sure we energetically impact the group little by little, one man at a time, and realize it's about the DNA. Ladies and gentlemen, the DNA activation, 18 minutes in. We'll go ahead and end this at 18:36. Symbolically, 18 is the Bugs himself from Space Jam. Remember his real name, it rhymes with Colton. 18, Soul 18, Book of Life from Santa Claus. This man has a secret clue. It's called Cash Cow. Use it wisely. It's a very powerful skill. 36 himself, AM, is also a Book of Life member. His name rhymes with the sea salt factory in Alaska. Go do the research and find the clues, ladies and gentlemen.